Good afternoon. Welcome to Afternoon Chat. I'm your host, Ghost Mostly. Well, apparently we're having some issues with the chat. Let me try that again. I get it. Might help if I enabled the chat. All right, try it again here. There we go. The chat is up and running. How's everybody doing today? Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving here in the United States. One of the bigger shopping days of the year, I guess. I'm not shopping. Oh, I thought about it, but then the Lions lost yesterday, so I just threw in the towel. Taking the weekend off. I ain't doing squat. Well, the Lions got some issues. They are not turning out to be the team that I had hoped they would be, so what can I tell you? Sad. Well, between the injuries and the coaching departures, I doubt whether the Lions are even going to make the playoffs this year. They would need a string of miracles, including to win out, at least 4 out of the last 5 games of their season, and it's just not very likely. Got to keep it real, got to, face facts. And this just wasn't their year. Well, this is the problem when you got an inferior team with an inferior scheme. Sad but true. Got Frank Ragnow about to come back, but it's too little too late as far as I'm concerned. If they were to win out the rest of their games, they could be 12-5, but it's just not happening. They're playing Dallas and the Rams, both. Not likely. If they win 3 out of the 5, they'll end up with a 10-7 record. In the NFC, that's probably not going to get them in the playoffs. They're not going to win the division. Yeah, it's not going to be good. Yeah. Well, they've still got a couple of prime time games left, so, we'll still get to see them on TV, but yeah, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. Makes me kind of sad. I mean, as a Detroit fan, It's kind of disappointing. We're not even into December and it looks like the season's over. Enough about that depressing stuff. What do you guys want to talk about? Afternoon chat, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A free show. The people in the chat are the actual guest stars. They determine the conversation. There's no set topic here. No midstream ads. No commercials of any kind. It's whatever you guys want to talk about. It's not up to me. I don't want to say, oh, we have to talk about this or we have to talk about that. I don't care what we talk about. That's up to the people in the chat. I'm not trying to sell you anything, not chasing your wallet. I'm not coming out with a line of merch. I'm not running for political office. I'm not trying to be an online influencer. None of the above, okay? None of that's the case. I'm just simply trying to meet people from around the world, find out what's on their mind, give them a chance to voice their opinion. It's up to you guys. I went down rabbit holes all week long. I was ranting all week long. I'm not doing that today. Okay. I'm taking the day off. You guys get in there and rant. If you want to be able to chat, go to youtube.com and download the free Discord app. That's the only platform I'm streaming on. So let's follow their community guidelines and not piss them off. Okay. So feel free to jump in the chat and tell us what's on your mind. The channel's progressing. New subscribers each week. The viewing hours are increasing each week. We have to be patient with these things. I don't know who YouTube is marketing us to, who they're putting us in front of. I don't expect anyone in the chat. We're opposite the football game. I think most people are going to be watching the football game today. Or shopping. Means they're out of the house. I had a good meal yesterday. I had turkey, stuffing, and gravy. It was good for me. It's all I wanted. It's all I made. Hit my spot. I topped it off with some late night Neapolitan ice cream. Well, it's the best celebration I could do after the Lions lost. You know, I was like, kind of took the steam out of my day. So I do have to ask people to like and subscribe. I'm trying to get better at that. I guess that'll help out the algorithm on YouTube so that they'll be able to better sort us out or something. I don't know. Well, if you've watched the show before, you know that I'm just kind of feeling my way through. We'll see how it all works out. No, the production department is doing nothing. I have no production department. Okay. Just me. One guy sitting in his living room on one end of his couch, hoping to shoot the breeze. Whatever you guys want to talk about is fine with me. I've been talking all week about, things that were on my mind. Now it's your turn. Okay. Just finished my Dr. Pepper, and now I'll be moving on to the Gatorade. My daily electrolytes. They're a part of the show, even though they're not a sponsor. There's no sponsors here. I'm not telling you to buy this stuff. I'm just telling you I drink it. You guys buy whatever you want to buy. I'm not selling you nothing. Why would I try to sell you anything? I don't lead a greed-based life, okay? It's just me. I worked in Vegas for 30 plus years in the table games department of the casinos. And I got used to meeting people every week. In my retirement, I kind of miss that. So here we are. I got an opportunity to keep meeting people, and this time, at least, I'm not beating you out of your hard-earned dollars. When I was dealing, people lost good money sitting at my table. So I've invited you into my home for a conversation, and it's not going to cost you a dime. Yeah, we have to follow the community guidelines on YouTube. That's as structured as this is going to get. Okay. I don't have an agenda. I don't want an agenda. Okay. Nothing is scripted. I'm just sitting here waiting for you guys to talk. Okay. I don't want to script it. It wouldn't be a live stream if I was scripting it. It'd be a film, right? It's a live stream so that you guys can talk live, uncensored. Voice your opinion. Tell me what you got on tap today. What are you guys doing? I'm hunkered down. It's colder than sin out. I'm in Michigan, okay? There's ice and snow out that door. I'm not going to go out and play in it, okay? I'm too old for that shit. Oh, I'm hunkered down for the entire weekend. The biggest thing I got planned between now and Monday is I have to do laundry. Well, and other household chores, So tell me, get in the chat. Tell me what's on your mind. What do you guys want to discuss? I'm not going to go down any rants today. I'm taking the day off. I had a good yesterday, a great night's sleep, and I took a 2-hour nap. Okay. I'm in a perfect frame of mind, and I don't feel like venting today, so I'm not going to go down any rabbit holes. If you guys don't talk, we're just going to sit here. Okay. I don't care. It'll all work out the way it's supposed to work out. Life has a tendency to unfold, in my opinion. Feel free to jump in the chat and voice your opinion about anything. I'm just happy to be alive. Okay. The Lions lost. Their season's over. I have no interest in watching the football game that's going on opposite this show. I'll check it in the highlights later tonight. Okay. It ain't no big deal to me. I'm not running around betting money on sporting events. Well, after a 33-year career in Vegas, I'm not running around betting money on anything. Okay. I consider myself to be, somewhat conservative. I'm not going to do anything extraordinary. I'm old, okay? That's extraordinary stuff is for the young people. You guys are the ones with the energy and the quick wit, I did not really watch the news this morning. I'm sorry. I watched Ian Bagg. Okay. He's a comedian. He just does crowd work, I'm not a comedian either. Okay. I'm just a guy. If you're looking for me to entertain you for 2 hours, not going to happen. You guys got to get in the chat and entertain me. Okay. Hey, it's your show. I'm just the host. The people in the chat are the stars. If I was trying to be famous, I don't think I'd be doing it with a chat room, but you guys are welcome to jump in here. Yeah, I got a lot of bad habits. I'm not trying to be your role model, okay? Feel free to jump in the chat and chastise me for smoking. It's legal. You're looking for a day shift whipping boy? No, I just don't care. I went down rabbit holes all week long. I'm tired of doing that. Why don't you guys jump in the chat and entertain me? Okay. Tell me what's going on in your part of the world. I'm in Michigan. It's cold and snowy out there. I'm not going outside. Okay. I'm going to stay inside where it's nice and toasty warm. I'm in a t-shirt, okay? If I were going out, I'd have to have long johns on. It's dead of winter out there. Well, the beginning of the dead of winter. I had a good Thanksgiving. Other than the Lions losing, it was fine. The kids didn't call, so. Well, they're busy. They're doing crap. They're doing crap with my ex-wife. That doesn't interest me. Okay. No, I leave my ex-wife alone. It's what she wanted. Yeah, I know it should have been plural. I ain't putting the S on that. I just don't care. You guys should, get in the chat and chat it up. Tell us what you want to talk about. What's on your mind? And then leading us down a rosy path today. Well, it says my connection's unstable, which makes no sense at all, seeing as I am hardwired to my router. I could go down a Spectrum internet rabbit hole. Believe me, I'm sick of these guys. They're definitely not worth the money I'm paying them. Horrible, horrible product they got. Their internet access and their Wi-Fi leaves something to be desired. Personal opinion. Feel free to disagree. Oh, I just come across my screen, the top of my computer screen. It told me I had connectivity issues. My laptop is hardwired. This is a Ethernet cable. Right? It's hardwired all the way to my router. So how can I be having connectivity issues? You mean Spectrum is having connectivity issues? There you go. There's the key. Spectrum. Internet access, maybe. That's their motto. Maybe. They'll get it to work. Maybe. Well, they charge plenty of money, believe me. I paid $95 a month now, for this internet access that, they're charging me for Wi-Fi that that won't work. The previous streams, the last 90 days, if you go back and you look at them in chronological order, I think I had just as many days with issues with Spectrum as I did good shows. Yeah, Spectrum isn't worth anything to me. I think I should drop them like a hot rock. I want to see the reviews of this Mint Mobile internet that just came out, and I want to check. I need to check in further with this T-Mobile internet access. It just seems retarded to me that Spectrum doesn't want to work. The technology for the live streaming has been around for years. I'm not, breaking ground here. So, they're selling an inferior product. in my opinion. We're not having weather issues. There should be no reason for the stream to be interrupted today. So what's on your mind? What do you guys want to talk about? I have no clue what I'm doing for dinner tonight. I haven't decided. Well, I overate so much yesterday, I have no idea what I for this evening. When the show ends, I'll probably I'm not going to go for a walk. It's too cold, too nasty out there. I'll probably just watch a movie or something this evening. No major plans. Maybe I'll probably smoke myself into oblivion with the marijuana, not with the cigarettes. Well, I smoke the cigarettes to keep me from smoking marijuana all the time. And I smoke the marijuana to keep me from smoking the cigarettes all the time. Both are legal here. I'm not encouraging anyone to do anything illegal, not by any shape. No. In Michigan, we have recreational use. It's as legal as it's going to get, evidently. And the war on drugs was absurd. We lost from the get-go. Now your connection is unstable. It just keeps flashing it. I don't know why. Shouldn't be anything wrong with connection. If we lose connection, I'll be back on Monday. Oh, I'll call Spectrum. I'll give them an earful. Find out what their issues are. How can I have connectivity issues when everything's hardwired? Computer's running just fine. YouTube's running just fine. This is all on Spectrum, so if it goes off, I apologize. I'll find out why and repair what I can and try again on Monday. But in my personal opinion, Spectrum is, I don't know, broken. I think they have a broken product. I never had these issues with any other internet provider. And I've only been online since the late 80s. I told you I'm an old man, right? Okay. There's your proof. Just like me sitting here smoking is your proof I'm not AI. I'm a guy, okay? That makes poor choices, okay? Hey, start your own chat show if you want. I wouldn't recommend Spectrum, but other than that, Well, I have a Chromebook laptop made by Google, YouTube, Google. They all match up. The reflection you see off my glasses is my computer screen. Well, I don't want to change cameras. I was thinking about it, but if I was going to do that, why wouldn't I go ahead and just go get a sound studio to broadcast from? Then I could have professional lighting. As you can see, I got some lighting issues today. This side of my face is dark compared to this side. Lighting issues. I don't understand it. I took a class for photography and lighting when I was 14. Do you think anything changed since then? I'm sorry. Of course, things have changed. Yes. Well, if I go and I invest all this money into sound studios and all this crap, then I can't do a free show. I want to do a free show. I don't want any sponsors. I don't want to have to read commercials. Okay. Just like I don't want to have to edit film. This is a live stream. You guys are supposed to get in here and converse. I have no interest in going down rabbit holes today, but if Spectrum does kick us off, rest assured within 10 minutes, I'll have them on the phone and I'll find out what happened to the stream. I don't understand why they're having issues. There's no high winds today. We had 50-mile-an-hour winds yesterday and no connectivity issues. So what's their problem today? I have no idea. Oh, the laptop's running good, so. Well, we're 33 minutes into the stream, and I've already had 2 messages across the top of my laptop screen telling me that I was having connectivity issues. We'll see how the rest of the next hour and a half goes, but But yeah, I'm figuring by the first of the year, I'm going to switch internet companies because this just is stupid. Why should I be having connectivity issues when I'm hardwired? Means their product is defective in some way. Well, they're probably metering. They're probably slowing the roll. A lot of these internet service providers seem to have some bad habits. It makes no sense. I had a wire dangling. I had to fix it. Sorry. What do you guys want to talk about? I'm not going to rant and rave today. I did that all week. Yeah, I didn't get in the shower till late. Hair's still kind of damp. I don't know what you want for $1.298. Yeah, the makeup artist didn't come in today. Don't have a makeup artist. Okay. This corporation, Ghost Mostly Media LLC, has one employee. That'd be me. Yeah. I don't know squat. I'm learning how to do this live streaming. It's kind of like a blind man that just bought a new house. I'm just kind of feeling my way through things, see how they work out. Hey, it's a free show. Okay. Jump in the chat and talk about anything you want. You're more than welcome. Feel free to jump in there and just straighten me out. Okay. There's no charge for that either. The show gets views. By the time I get off the stream, there will have been 10, I don't know, 10 people in here. You guys are the ones deciding not to chat. Well, I'm not saying you have to. It's not required. Okay. We can just sit here and enjoy the eye candy if you want, but I think you'd be better off with the conversation. Yeah. Eye candy. This is as pretty as I'm going to get. Okay. And I refuse to go down any rabbit holes today. I'm not going to rant or rave, except maybe if Spectrum kicks us off. But, what's on your mind? What do you guys want to talk about? I get offline and I read the stats on each show, and we get views. Oh, people just choose not to talk. Hey, it's not a requirement. No, there's no electric shock going to come into your phone if you're texting in here. Well, it's my understanding that there are a bunch of new TVs that you can just chat on the TV, but I haven't seen one of them yet. Until I see it with my own eyes and see its functionality, I'm not going to believe it. So for the time being, I think you got to use like your phone, a tablet, or a computer of some type to download that Discord app from YouTube and then be able to chat. I'm not streaming on any of the other platforms. I don't have a presence on any other platforms. Well, I see these other shows and they're spending a lot of money being on these platforms, and I think they're a waste. They don't have value to me. This show, this platform has value to me. It's $13.99 a month that I pay for YouTube Premium, and they gave me 2 channels. So, I'll be doing some other products, some other issues, with Ghost Mostly Media, we'll do other projects, you know. But there's no reason to run out and do them now. The channel's not monetized yet. I need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 viewing hours in order to get the channel monetized. So why would I want to post a bunch of videos that I can't make money on? That would be absurd. No, I'll dice up this show. I'll get some video editing software at some point, and I'll dice up this show and I'll make a few shorts and whatnot. But I see no reason to start doing that right now. I got all of winter ahead of me here, where I'm just going to be locked up inside my house, you know, my apartment. So I'll be tinkering with that stuff all winter. What's on your mind? What do you guys want to talk about? I don't know the price of tea in China. What's worse is I don't care. Sorry. Well, I went down rabbit holes all week. I'm not going to do it today. I don't know. I might be watching Tom Grassi later tonight if he does his Friday night Q&A. But I'm not sure he'll do that because he's already streaming a game. So we'll see. I watch his Q&A. I don't participate in it, you know. The only one I really chat with, the only TV show I chat with would be like Mike Kimber. When he does a live stream or his pregame, I get in there and I chat with him a little bit, but that's it. But he and I have a lot of things in common. Well, we're both in Southwest Michigan. We're both single fathers, health issues, you know. We've got some common ground. And I watched him already today. He had, I think he did a 14-minute video that I caught. Well, the Lions aren't doing well. There doesn't appear to be an answer. I mean, we've got Frank Ragnow coming back, but the offensive line's not the only problem that the Lions have. They're not getting the defensive pressures that they need from their defensive line. And injuries are plaguing the team again this year. Not as bad as last year's injuries, but they're still bad. We played most of yesterday's game. Well, they played most of yesterday's game without their best wide receiver due to injury. I don't know. I think it's probably some high ankle sprain or something for Amon-Ra St. Brown. Some of these football players are injured more than they play. That's what's happened with the defensive line over the last couple of years. Their front four. But that's enough about football. What do you guys want to talk about? What's on your mind? I have no script for this show, and I'm not going to rant and rave. I did that all week. I can do it again next week. Okay. Now, today the show's on you guys, the people in the chat. If you decide not to chat, so be it. Okay. It is what it is. The show's going to be here Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A 100% free show. No commercials, no sponsors, no advertisements of any kind. That's my choice. I want it to be free. Chatting used to be free. Okay. Back in the day when I did it, I started out chatting on AOL, then I went to Yahoo. Then I got busy with life, didn't have time to chat. And then when I retired, I looked for those chat rooms and they don't exist anymore. So I created one. Here you go. You can jump in this chat room and be the star of your own show. What do you want to discuss? Once that chat gets populated, then we can do polls and we can, cover several different topics in a 2-hour show. I don't want to structure it. I don't want to put my thumb on the scale and say, oh, we got to talk about this. I don't care. You want to talk about recipes? We can talk about recipes. You want to talk about football? We can talk about football. I don't care. I'm here for 2 hours regardless. Okay. I had a really nice meal last night. I had Crumbelina and I split boneless, skinless turkey breast. She took half, I took half. I sliced mine up and fried it in a pan with butter. Oh, it was good. And it was relatively inexpensive. I don't know. I think taking into everything, I probably had $10 invested in my dinner yesterday. I couldn't have gone out to eat for that kind of money. You know what I mean? I did have to do the dishes, and I hate dishes. Okay. I do them every night, but I hate them, Well, I don't like to wake up to dirty dishes, so I do them every night. Personal preference, I stayed up late last night, and then I slept late this morning, and then I went back to bed and took a 2-hour nap anyways. just because I could. Well, it's nasty outside. I didn't want to go out, you know. They could move all the furniture around so you'd have the window in back of me, and then you could see the snow and all that crap out there. But then that would create a glare, and you know. So tell me what's on your mind. What do you guys want to talk about? I have no preference. This evening I've got well, after the show I'll smoke a bowl and probably look for a movie. I prefer to watch YouTube because I got no commercials on YouTube. I can't stand commercials. I watch a few shows on YouTube that actually have sponsors and stuff. But other than that, I don't watch any commercials anymore. I tried watching a movie on the HBO last month and it had commercials. I'm like, what's this coming to? They were doing 3 minutes worth of commercials a couple of times during the. Yeah, I don't need that. You guys are looking for crap to buy. Okay. You guys watch all the commercials. I used to do it. But, all those years when I was working, I was too busy. I didn't watch as much TV. After I retired, I remember I went back and I streamed 18 years of Cheers or something. Well, while it was on the air, I had always been working. I never got to see that. I liked Woody Harrelson in that. I thought he was funny. And I liked Kirstie Alley too. So, what's on your mind, folks? What do you guys want to talk about? I spoke against the evils of politics all week. I spoke about the futility of hate all week. You know, I made my live and let live speech. Okay. Well, I get tired of talking about the same stuff day in and day out. Well, those are the issues at hand here in the United States, in my opinion. You know, you got politicians that are telling us, oh, you got to hate the other side. No, I don't. I ain't got to hate nobody. Okay. They're talking out their ass. They're not doing anything for the actual people of this country. They're doing a lot for the corporations. They're doing a lot for the ones that bribe them, but not for the people that voted for them. Okay. I know you look at the news and it's, it's brainwashing. It's all propaganda nowadays. It's nothing you want your kids to see. Okay. These are not role models. These are, I don't know, there's probably only about 4,000 of them total but they're running the country. Well, you've got 535 members of the House. They're all bribable, in my opinion. You've got another 100 senators, also bribable, in my opinion. Then you've got a president and a vice president, also bribable, in my opinion. So unless you're the guy paying the bribe, good luck getting anything done. They're all self-serving. They're there to enrich themselves. They're not there to represent the people. Hell, half the people aren't there to represent the people. There's like 60% of the nation's population doesn't vote at all. They don't even participate in politics in any way, shape, or form. They're not required to. So they don't. You've got like, I don't know, 80 million Republicans, 80 million Democrats. That's 160 million. There's 340 million in the country. So like 50% of us don't participate in the elections whatsoever. Well, I think most of them gave up. Okay. I mean, that's the way it appears. I had given up. A couple of my uncles came to me and they approached me one day and they said, "Hey, I want you to take a look at Barack Obama. Maybe vote for him." So I did. But I was disillusioned when Ronald Reagan promised me trickle down economics was going to work. Yeah, I felt the trickle. I felt like they were pissing on me. Personal opinion, but I'm not interested in falling for their pipe dreams, I guess. They're so far from being factual, it's ridiculous. I don't know. I think that they should fine them for lying. Take it out of their pay. That would teach them a lesson. I can't come up with any solutions for that. Well, years ago, a politician he'd make you a promise. I'm going to do this. And then he'd get into office and wouldn't be able to get enough votes to get whatever it was promised passed. So that failure. We are experiencing streaming interruptions. To help improve streaming quality, check your network connection. Oh, big shout out to big shout out to my internet provider, Spectrum. That notice was on the TV, so I've had 2 on the computer and 1 on the TV thus far. Yeah. I think we should change their name from Spectrum to Struggling Spectrum. Struggling Spectrum. It seems to fit. Okay. They're definitely having issues. Makes no sense to have issues. Everything is hardwired. They have a defective product, in my opinion. Well, I'm probably going to switch. I'll switch providers at some point, probably in December. Well, I need to do a little research and, check, the ratings on Mint and T-Mobile both and see which one I think would suit me better. But they're not, as far as I'm concerned, they're not, they're not meeting my minimum standard. Okay. I guess that's the nicest way to put that. Whatever you're wanting to talk about, we haven't been booted off the air yet, so you're welcome to jump in the chat. I can't make Spectrum have a better product. The only thing I can do is drop them like a hot rock and do a different company. I tried working with Spectrum. They've been out to the apartment. They gave me all new equipment. Well, I found out that they don't actually use new equipment. They use refurbished equipment, but regardless, it's not working. Well, the TV said it was buffering, and the laptop said we had connectivity issues. But the laptop's hardwired directly to the router. The router's hardwired directly to the modem. The modem's hardwired as well. Thus, there can be no connectivity issues on my end. It's got to be on Spectrum. And they're probably metering the signal. They're probably, slowing it down. Well, you got, it's Black Friday. A lot of people are shopping online. You've got the football game going on. A lot of people are watching that online. Oh, I can't, check it right now, but Grassi's probably got, 10,000 watching his broadcasts of the game. So, we're still getting viewers. We're still keeping viewers. So, The stream hasn't ended. Once there is a break in the live stream, I can't get back into the same live stream. So, it's going to, in essence, end the show. But whatever happens, it'll be back on. The show will be back on Monday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Fridays. And the show will still be free. Okay. But, it is what it is. There's only so much I can do about it. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do for dinner tonight. I'm probably going to have a ham steak. I bought honey ham steak. It's just sweeter. Well, I overate yesterday. I won't be doing that today. Made me quite lethargic. I passed out napping here on the couch a couple of times and kept waking up, and I probably stayed up till 2 in the morning. The delay between my laptop and my TV is growing. I don't know what causes that. I know I can watch Mike Kimber's show on both my laptop and my TV at the same time, and it generally appears first on the laptop, and then it appears on the TV. We'll see. Well, regardless, I'll call Spectrum after the stream ends and see if they can tell me what the connectivity issues were. They won't be able to. Okay. They're kind of like, I don't know, pissing in the wind. I dealt with them half a dozen times before they suggested that I hardwire the laptop to the router. If that was really the issue, why wasn't that suggested the first time I talked to them? So I don't expect much from their customer service department. I think they just have an inferior product. That's the way it appears. I mean, feel free to jump in the chat and disagree. I don't want to be hating on Spectrum by mistake, I guess. All I can tell you is what I see and what I'm dealing with. And, I've never had these kind of issues, but I've never live streamed before either. So not quite sure what to tell you with that. As far as the live streaming goes, I like it when it's functional. It's downright easy. Well, you don't have to censor things as long as you don't allow music to play or somebody else's videotapes, you know, as long as you're putting together original content, you're good to live stream it. I bought I bought groceries last Tuesday to hunker me down until next Tuesday. So if our weather stays nasty, I can stay in all weekend. Next Tuesday, I have plans to go to breakfast, but I do a Tuesday morning breakfast with family. We've been doing it for years now. I enjoy it. Gives you a chance to catch up and hear what's going on with the family without having to literally call everybody. You know what I mean? But yeah, our viewership is bouncing all over the place. I don't know why. So tell me what's on your mind. What do you guys want to talk about? I'm not doing the whole rabbit hole thing today. Okay. I'll probably do a little bit of the live and let live uh, towards the end of the show, but I really don't have a set agenda. I don't have a script that I go through. There's nothing planned. The plan is for people to get in the chat and they control the show. I don't want to say, oh, we have to talk about this subject or we have to talk about that. I don't structure my life. Why would I want to structure the show? In the life, I'm just kind of winging it, you know. Well, my kids are grown and gone. All the wives took a hike. Okay. So yeah, I should do a show on ex-wives. That'd be funny. Well, I think it'd be hilarious if they were scanning through YouTube and tuned in and saw me bitching about them. I think that'd be hilarious. But, you know, that's a rabbit hole I could go down one of these shows. Believe me. Do you have any idea how many women held me in their arms and told me they'd love me forever? Yeah. Do you see any of them? I don't. Yeah. It's all right. I don't, I'm not spending my life hating on my ex-wives, believe me. It's the opposite. I still care about them. I still love them, but like sisters now. You know what I mean? Wouldn't want anything bad to happen to them, you know. Well, you know, a couple of them are mothers to my children, so, you know, wouldn't wish anything bad on anybody. Yeah, it's warm in here. Well, the heat's on and the air conditioner's on. I'm running both at the same time. I don't pay for the heat. It's included in my rent. So when it gets too hot, generally I open the front door. I can't do that while I'm live streaming, so, you know, I just turn the air on. It'll cool it off in here so that I can, you know, get through the 2-hour show. So what's on your mind? What do you guys want to talk about? Jump in the chat, change the subject. You don't sit here and listen to me talk about my ex-wives. I'm not going to badmouth them. They're probably still bad-mouthing me. You know how that works, right? Well, the guy's always the bad guy, right? Isn't that how it works in our society? The male takes the blame. Yeah, my neighbor offered to braid my beard. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Well, it seems like that's pretty intimate. You know what I mean? And how intimate do you want to get with your neighbor? I mean, well, yeah, I like her. She's nice, but you know, I don't know how it looked braided, and I don't know how long it would stay braided because, you know, I got to wash it. I wash it every day. I put beard softener on there every day. You know, I don't want it to be like a dreadlock or something, you know. Well, it's the first time in my life I ever grew a beard. All those years in Vegas, I was, you know, clean shaven most of them, or I just wore a mustache, you know. I don't have any rules now, you know. I can do any dang thing I wanted. So when I decided that I was going to do a TV show, I decided I'd grow a beard. So I've been growing this since March. Probably the first week of March. I didn't mark it down on the calendar. In my life, I don't pay attention to detail. When I was a working stiff, I paid attention to every detail. Now that I'm retired, I don't pay attention to much anything. Okay. I'm not a detail-oriented person. It's just like I'm not in a hurry anymore either. All my life, I was in a hurry. I was on the go. I had to move, you know. In my retirement, not so much. Okay. I'm just lounging around. Well, I did a bunch of crap when I was young. I'm glad I did it because I don't have the motivation to do it anymore. Okay. Probably the most successful thing I've done in retirement was I got a book published. You know, and now I have a TV show. Can't really call either one successful. Okay, I never made the bestseller list, and I do got a 5-star rating on Amazon, but you know, I can't really call the show successful until my channel gets monetized, right? The 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 viewing hours, you know. That's my goal, but I'm never going to put a commercial or a sponsor on this show, so it's nothing to worry about. I think this show needs to be free, and I like the fact that, you know, we've got people watching from 6 different countries, you know. Yeah, I can't wait till we get our 7th country added in, you know. I'm hoping for Australia. So far, Indonesia, Latvia, uh, Hungary, Turkey, England, and the UK, as well as United States. United States, we've only had basically 4 states. I don't know who YouTube is putting the show in front of. You know what I mean? That's why I'm supposed to be telling people to like and subscribe all the damn time. Yeah. I watch a lot of shows without hitting that like button, so how can I chastise someone for not hitting the like button on my show? You know what I mean? I can't. I watch a lot of shows that I don't subscribe to. So how can I chastise people for not subscribing to my channel? I can't. I like Francesca Fiorentini, Don Lemon, Jesse Dollimore, um, you know, but I don't subscribe. I watch quite a few shows that I don't subscribe to. So, you know, I can't blame other people for not doing it. That'd make me a hypocrite of sorts, and no thanks. But yeah, every time, you know, I talk to people that do live streaming, they tell you, oh, it's so hard to build an audience. Well, I gave myself a commitment to do this for 3 years, so I'm not going anywhere. Well, I wanted to give it a fair shot, you know. I figured 3 years would give it a fair shot. But yeah, it's really hard with a live stream because people don't normally get on and search for live streams, do they? Well, somewhere in the analytics of the show, they'll give me more information about who's finding me and how, and that kind of crap. But I don't get into the advanced analytics. We'll see. Maybe down the road. Well, right now I'm looking at film editing software. I'm looking to see which one I want to start using. I, need to get it, and then I need to train myself how to use it, and then, start using it. I'm figuring maybe by the first of the year, I'll start putting out shorts and crap like that, and that'll boost the channel. That'll, get us more visibility. A lot of people like the shorts, they prefer them. Whereas a 2-hour show, not too many people are going to hang around for the entire 2 hours. I think most people are going to get in for 30 minutes and then get out, depending on what the topic is. And, also who all is participating. But I just, my own opinion on it is I'm just going to be patient. What will unfold will unfold, To me, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to stress myself out about it. Let's put it that way. Okay. No, I have no stress in my life, and I like it that way. The biggest point of stress I have at this point is, do I make a decision to change from Spectrum Internet? When I call them after the show today, maybe that's what I'll ask them is, why shouldn't I change? Makes no sense to me. I see no reason to remain loyal to them. I know they're charging me $95 a month, and I know that the Wi-Fi is not good enough that I have to hardwire my laptop to my router. So I see room for improvement. Okay. And I have always believed that my money spends anywhere. Why should I be paying $95 a month for internet access that is less than perfect? Makes no sense. So, the month of December, I'll try to straighten some crap out and improve the show's position or outlook or future. But, for right now, I'm just going to see if Spectrum has any answers for their faulty service today. If they don't have any answers for their faulty service, which I expect they will not, it leaves me with the other options. Mint Mobile just came out with their version of internet access, and T-Mobile's has got a guarantee of $35 a month pricing. I got to research all that crap, and then I'll make an informed decision at some point. But for right now, I just want Spectrum to work. Okay. We're an hour and a half in, and we've had, less than a half a dozen issues, but issues nonetheless. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, the chat's still up and running. You guys just aren't chatting. Okay. I just had to check. From time to time, I check, make sure the sound is still operational too. Well, I wish my producer would do that shit, but I don't have a producer. So. But feel free to jump in the chat. Tell me what's on your mind. No, I'm not going down rabbit holes today. Maybe on Monday. Something to look forward to next week, right? Tune in to Monday's show and watch what happens to Ghost Mosley as he melts down. And the name Ghost Mosley came from my old band. I had a blues band and we wrote music. And I didn't want the band to owe me anything. I don't play a musical instrument. I don't sing. I'm not even a front man for a band. So I was ghostwriting. And all that we wrote belongs to the band. Of course, the band dissolved. Parkinson's took out the lead guitar player. Bass player decided he wanted to go to prison for methamphetamines. And the drummer committed suicide during the pandemic. There's no more band. Okay. But I used to ghostwrite for him. And that's where the moniker Ghost Mosley came. It was a good band. We wrote some good songs, like 22 songs a year. But I can't use those lyrics anymore. They belong to the band. I signed off on them. And the band's defunct now. Well, when I was looking at this project, I thought, well, that Ghost Mosley was a good alias. I'll just move it forward into this project. So that's what I did. My book that's on Amazon is not under the name Ghost Mostly. No, so you can't find it. I told you I'm not selling you anything on this show, and that's the truth. I'm not. I published the book in 2021. But I'm not going to sell it on this show. I'm not selling you anything. This is a free show. Five days a week, 2 hours a day, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No midstream ads, no sponsors, no upsell of any kind. I'm not chasing down your wallet. I did create a what do you call that? A Patreon page, but I never activated it. So good luck with that. Yeah. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm not running for political office. I'm not trying to become an online influencer. I'm not coming out with a line of merch. Okay. I'm not selling you a damn thing. And I'm happy with it that way. See no reason to ever change this show from that. When I get the channel monetized, I will do other projects that could have sponsors, that could have commercials, but this show will not. I see no reason to start making those videos and stuff and that original content now when the channel's not monetized. So after I achieve the 1,000 subscriber mark, and after I achieve the 4,000 viewing hours mark, and I get the channel monetized, I'll start producing other content and posting it. But for right now, I'm happy with the way this is going. It's progressing, slow but sure. I like the time slot, 3 to 5. I picked it. Originally, I was going to do noon to 1, afternoon chat, noon to 1, noon to 2. But then I changed it to fit into the 3 basic time zones of America, Eastern, Central, and Pacific. But once the chat gets populated, if people want to change the hours of the show, we'll probably do it because I really don't care. I'm not going to exceed the 10 hours a week that I'm giving the free show, but, everything else is, how would you say, negotiable? Okay. I don't care. I don't have a preference. Okay. I'm going to let the people in the chat decide what happens with afternoon chat. Once the channel gets monetized, you might see other chat shows pop up. There could be a morning chat. There could be an evening chat. But I see no reason to do them now. When the channel's not monetized, what would be the point? I'm giving you the 10 hours a week for free. That's, that's all I can do. I don't know what else to tell you. Okay. Well, we got about 20 minutes of show left. I've been doing ending the show with my live and let live, but when I actually have people in the chat, it doesn't work out. I need to come up with a new way to end the show, but I'm not there yet. I'll look around and see what I can come up with. Dust off the cobwebs. I suppose I could tell you guys about conflict resolution. I took classes on that when I was in the workforce. Conflict resolution is simple. The parties that are in conflict need to be heard completely. I actually came up with a formula that I used in the casino gaming industry that worked well for me. Conflict resolution, you need to let the aggrieved parties speak their piece and then ask them to speak it again. Hear them out for the second time. Then you need to repeat back to them what they just told you in the first two times. So they spoke it twice and you spoke it once. So they've heard their point of view 3 times. They've heard their perspective 3 times. This is required if you want to resolve the conflict. Let both parties be heard and let both parties understand that you understand what they're saying by repeating it back to them. This is the bona fide. This is the proof that they got their point across. You now understand their perspective. Now you can resolve the situation. You cannot resolve the situation until they're convinced, 100% convinced, that you heard every word that they said. And some people have problems or troubles expressing themselves. This is why you make them tell you twice. And then you express their perspective back to them. So now they are 100% sure you understand where they're coming from. Now you can resolve the issue. Offer up some solution, compromise, or compensatory appeasement. In the casino industry, I would solve the issue and then I would buy them a meal, a buffet. I'm sorry that this happened today. They're not going to believe your apology until you've let them speak their mind twice. and you repeated it back to them so they heard it a third time. This is how you resolved conflicts. I would approach Ukraine and Russia the exact same way. Conflict resolution, both parties need to be heard. Then you find a compromise. And then you compensate in order to get some appeasement. In the issue of a war, it's still a conflict. It must be resolved in the same way. You will never, ever get Ukraine to lay down their weapons until they know they've been heard. Plain and simple. This is how conflict resolution works. Communication. That's the key. Let Russia air their grievances to you twice. Repeat it back to them so they've heard their 3 times. They know they've said all they have to say. They know they've been understood. Do the same thing with Ukraine. Doesn't matter how long it takes. This is the only way to resolve a conflict. Once both parties have spoken to the point that they are convinced that you understand, you were able to repeat back to them their position. Now they're 100% convinced they spoke their piece. They had their say. This is conflict resolution in a nutshell. Once the 2 sides have spoken and they are convinced that you understand what went down, now you can approach finding a compromise. Once you find the compromise, now you need to give them some form of appeasement, and they will agree to the compromise. Anything short of that, you're never going to end the war. You watch them, they're trying to take shortcuts and it's not working. It's not working because the parties that are trying to resolve the conflict are not listening. Once the party speaks his position, he tells you his grievances. He lists them all and explains to you why. You have that party repeat that whole statement. Pretend like you're dumb and you didn't understand it the first time. Allow them the time and the ability to express themselves completely the second time. Don't brush over any details. Let them be heard. Do this for both parties in front of one another. Let them see it happen. In the Russia-Ukraine war, if the Ukrainians see you talk to the Russians and then repeat back to the Russians' whole story, And then do the Ukrainians. Let the Russians see that you're listening to the Ukrainians, that you understand the Ukrainians, and you've repeated it back to both sides. Now both sides are 100% convinced that you know exactly where they stand. This is your bona fides. This is your foundation. You've laid the foundation, and now you can build upon the foundation that you've laid. Now we can find a compromise. It's not going to happen instantly. Once you find a compromise, you've got to reward both sides. Give them something tangible, like a meal. In the case of war, you might need to give them more than a meal. But they need to have a reward for what? For enduring the entire process and coming to a compromise. Both sides need to be rewarded. I'm so proud of you for coming to this compromise. You've really helped me out here. I could not have come to this compromise without you. Here's your reward. This is the only way to resolve conflict. You can't resolve conflict by force. Can't happen. You can't resolve conflict with blackmail. Doesn't work. There's only the one way. Let both parties be heard in front of one another. They need to witness this. Then you can take them to the point of compromise. Find that level of compromise and then reward both parties for compromising. A tangible reward. They need to be able to feel good about themselves for finding the compromise. They must get a reward. That's the only way to end the war. Conflict resolution in human beings has been the same for decades. It's never going to change. This is a science. People have to be 100% convinced that you heard and understood not just their words, but their feelings on both sides in front of one another. Listen again, and repeat. Allow the two that spoke to hear. This is how you resolve a conflict. Once you find that compromise, you must reward both sides. They're reinforcing good behavior. That's all it is. You can do this with your children. You got a brother and sister that are fighting. Hear them out in front of the other one. Then hear them out again. Then repeat what you heard to each in front of the other one. Allow them to witness the entire process. 100% transparency. Once you've done that, both parties are 100% convinced you've laid a foundation that you can build on. When you lay that foundation, it's going to be solid if you did it right. Once you try to build on it, now you bring in your compromise. One party will not compromise while the other does not. They've seen the whole thing. They both understand they must compromise and find common ground. Once they find that common ground, now all you have to do as the mediator is reward them both for their good behavior. You found this compromise, you're good, so the United States will help you rebuild what you've lost. You say it to the Russians, you say it to the Ukrainians. The United States will help you rebuild what you've lost. This is your reward for your compromise. Conflict resolution in a nutshell, a la Ghost Mosley. Okay. This is how you find compromise. You cannot do it any other way. It will never be successful. There's no shortcut. Conflict resolution can't be half resolved and stand the test of time. With that said, I'm Ghost Mosley. Thanks for joining today. Like and subscribe if you would. That will help my channel get out there. The rules are simple. Follow the community guidelines established by YouTube. Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is an inclusive, free channel. Everyone is welcome here. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. You are welcome. Thank you for your time and consideration. I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend. Trust me when I tell you, be nice to everybody. You'll like the end result. Have a good weekend.